Alright, on this episode of Doing Stuff with Dylan, we're going to change this battery out in this 2014 Subaru Crosstrek. Alright, it's winter time here in Ohio, and this is the original battery. Before you go to the store, you got to make sure you know what battery you need. Unless you want to spend 180 bucks at the parts store and get the exact right fit. This one here is 6 3/4 by 9 inches, exactly. Cold cranking amps from the factory were $390. I'm heading to Rural King, try to get a comparable battery, and then we'll get it changed out. Thanks for watching Doing Stuff with Dylan. All right, don't forget, you normally have to pay a core charge on batteries if you don't take them a battery. So I got one laying around. That'll work as a core. Alright, here we are at Rural King. Let's try to look up, make sure I'm getting the right battery. Sorry, I don't work here. So see if I'm missing something. There's an XV Crosstrek. That's what it is. 2014. Cold cranking amps was $390. Classic is a 35C. That's the number. Alright, I now work for Rural King. Thank you very much. Alright, here's the battery we're going to go with. I measured it. It's 9 inches exactly by 6. 9 by 6. It's 3/4 inch shorter width. And I looked it up in the book. There's a 75 dual terminal. We don't need these, but pretty much will go on any car. But 54 bucks, 12-month free replacement. That's the one we're gonna go with after exchange. I'm glad I brought the core. Got our battery from Rural King. Here we go. We're gonna swap this battery out on this 2014 Subaru Crosstrek. Tools you're going to need is a 10mm. You can either use 1/4 inch drive, you can use 3/8 drive. This happens to be 1/4 inch. I got an extension on here. First things first, you got to drop your socket down in a hard to reach place. That's the first thing you got to do. All right, once you've retrieved your socket from the hard to reach place, you can use this tin. Will help you get this cable off of that hold down screw. Just like that. All right. And if you don't want to lose your memory, you got a little jump pack laying around. Make sure the jump pack's on. You hook the positive up to the positive, the negative or the ground up to the ground. You got to put it where you can still get your things off. And make sure these don't touch anything when they're apart. Loosen your negative terminal jam screw. Loosen your ground first. All right, loosen the ground. And then I'm just gonna wiggle it. That'll help clean that terminal, and off it comes. The jump pack's on. That should save our memory. And I'm doing the same thing with the positive. I'm gonna wiggle and pull up. That'll help clean it as it's coming apart. Position your cables to the side. Now we remove the hold down screws. Nuts, they're nuts. All right, loosen one up most of the way. I don't go all the way. And then you loosen your front one up. And you release that tab down there. Yep, drop your socket again. All right, then you can push down and turn to the side and the back one will come off. Then you take, and you lift your battery up at it. This is a battery blanket. Helps keep our battery warm. We put that into place and make sure our bottom battery tray is slid into the right position. It'll stay in one spot there. I just got lucky, reached my hand down, and there it was. Lucky day. All right. Like I said, make sure that battery tray is in the right place. Make sure your positives in the same place your positive was. Then lower your battery down in its home. All right. Now we got to take this hook here and hook it down where it goes into that groove. You know you got it in the right place if you can pull up a little bit and it won't go anywhere. And the front one has the same thing. All right, putting my socket on there so I don't drop it. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I'm applying upward pressure so these don't fall out of their little spots as I'm going down with these nuts. This holds your battery still to prevent aeration, bubbling of the battery. We don't want it wiggling around in there. Just keep tightening until you feel it's a little snug on this side. All right, that's just touching. It's not gonna fall out now. And I do the same thing here. Applying upward pressure so it doesn't fall out until it's down tight. All right, now the battery's hold down's in place. Almost dropped my socket again. Now I snug it down on that side, snug it down on this side. Snug it down on this side. It's a little shorter battery. Snug it down on this side. Once you get it in there where it won't wiggle at all, you're in good shape. German torque specs, good and tight. Then you remove these rubber caps. Always carry a knife. Then we carefully put that positive cable into place. And then we put the negative cable into place. Now this little hold down's not in the right place because it's a slightly different battery. This little guy here. So it's not going back on the post, but that's okay because we saved a lot of money. I'm into this battery for $60. Got a 1-year free replacement, much better than the parts store offered. Then you snug your battery, your negative. And then when you're tightening this positive, do not touch any metal objects with your tool or that you will be welding. All right, snug it good and tight. remove your cables. Put the little red thing back on there. If you have battery protectant, now would be the time to spray it on there, that purple stuff, but this will be okay. What? All right, it fired up. Now you ask your beautiful wife, do the radio presets still work?
No.
If you haven't gotten your core back yet, just take this battery back to the parts store. They'll give you 12, 15 bucks, whatever the core charge is. Get your money. You only got so long to do it before they won't give you money for it. I'm gonna save this one for next time I gotta do a battery. I'll have it. I can turn it in for a core. This was sold by Subaru, original battery in 2014. I think it's pretty impressive. The battery level is right at the lower level, so I don't think adding anything to it would help, but this is a serviceable battery, so who knows, there might be a future video on rehabbing a 7-year-old battery. All right, don't forget to wash your hands, guys. There's a couple videos. If you want to watch some more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot.